Test 1 2 1 1 2.
All right, we're going. You know what I really hate about you, dude, is you called me a fucking wannabe, like a Joe Rogan wannabe.
Maybe if you weren't such a fucking Joe Rogan wannabe.
I hate that I have to have it like right here, but at least it's out of your way.
What? Why don't you just do this?
Because now it's still in your face.
It doesn't need to, like... I can be like the fucking dude from...
No, you're not.
Home Improvement.
No, you're not the guy that they never show.
Hey there.
You know
what I would do is I would fuck my wife and then I would give her to you.
You know we're not going to get any viewers. Oh, actually, Dylan's checking us out. I used to work with him on my last job. He's a cool dude. We would always talk about Game of Thrones. I feel uncomfortable with that thing is on the... I forget. Do you watch Game of Thrones?
I haven't watched since season 6.
Oh, so you're not caught up.
Like, I know that the Frost Wars thing happened.
It's starting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't care enough.
It hasn't happened, but it's starting.
Like, it was cool to watch it on Amazon Prime. And then I was like, oh, well, that's all I got.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. No, that's fine. God, I really hope this is working.
It's working. Trust me.
Dude, a lot of people like, oh, Juan's on. Dude, Juan, if you're watching this, like, I didn't skip you, man. You're definitely next. This is just like an audio test, and this is just because the last one with Gabby went kind of haywire, and the audio was really bad. So I just wanted to make sure. I got Brian with me. His name's Brian Redband. That's not his real name, but I'm fucking calling him that because he's like the real Brian Redband. We could call you Brian Greenband or something. There was a Brian Greenband too.
Just call me Inkley Pinkley, bro.
No, I don't want to call you that.
I'm Brian Inkley Pinkley. You touch your kids.
I want to. Jesus Christ, I'm losing viewers as we speak.
Good.
No. So anyways, let's talk about Blade Runner because that just came out, and I know that nobody in the world has watched it because nobody fucking cares. Everybody have shown Blade Runner 1, 2. I showed Shane it when we lived together. He had nowhere to go. He wasn't tired. We all watched second shift. We were on second shift. It was like midnight. I'm like, bro, we're going to watch Blade Runner. He's like, oh, I heard it's like one of the greatest sci-fi movies. I'm like, it's the best sci-fi movie ever made. A lot of people...
Do you genuinely feel that way about it? Or are you just fucking talking
that
about
is,
so Shane
that is
could have been let down?
That is that statement is a lot of people think that Blade Runner 1 is the greatest sci-fi movie ever made. A lot of you ask Ridley Scott who made Blade Runner, he's like, he's like, do you think that? He goes, no. He's like, what's the greatest fucking sci-fi movie ever made? He goes, Star Wars, first one, New Hope. I'm like, you got a point because it started everything. I mean, I honestly think the greatest sci-fi movie ever made is probably like War of the Worlds or some shit. It's like it's got to go back farther. I think Alien might be to me the first Alien.
Man, if I really had to put it in to like positions, I would probably go number 1, Dune, the 2005 version. I know a lot of people are gonna disagree with me on that.
Don't worry, no one knows what Dune is.
Or the original Dune. They're remaking it, by the way.
Yeah, I heard.
Oh, man, I'm so excited.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm not.
I'm going to drag your ass, and we're going to go
to the theater and see it. Sure, we'll go see it.
And then I would have to go, like, I don't know. Honestly, I would say either Star Wars or Star Trek. They're kind of the same.
Movie or the show for Star Trek. Both. A lot of people say The Wrath of Khan is like the greatest sci-fi. There's other people that say it's better than Blade Runner.
No,
I've never
Star
seen
Trek
it.
4, The Last Frontier.
The Last Frontier. Isn't that where Kirk dies?
Yeah, but he's also drunk all the time.
Oh, Jesus.
You can tell.
Real Captain Kirk?
Yeah.
Or like fucking Shatner?
Shatner he's out of shape and he's drunk as shit.
William Tiberius Shatner.
Yeah.
Dude, I've never seen the original show, but I've always wanted to. I know a decent amount about Star Trek. Like
Next Generation is just
that's not Next Generation though. I know a decent amount about the original Star Trek, like with Kirk and Uhura and fucking Sulu and all them.
I could never get into it.
Picard, take a seat. Go fucking sit down.
Everybody knows Janeway is where it's at.
Who's that?
From fucking Voyager, dude.
So the Star Trek
later on in the season,
the Star
dude,
Trek
she
the original
starts letting her hair
series.
down and she gets
Oh,
hot.
Jesus,
It's great.
there's the Star Trek original series. There's Star Trek Next Generation, which is with Picard and Patrick
And
Stewart.
then there's Voyager.
When did Voyager come out? 90s?
Next Generation was like
80s, late 80s.
Late 80s. It was like 89 to 94. I don't know. And then Voyager came out
No
like,
one heard that.
while Next Generation was going. And then Deep Space Nine hit.
I remember that one too.
That one was all right. I don't know. It never got much recognition. But then you had fucking Star Trek Enterprise. Remember that shit?
Kinda.
Oh, dude, it sucked.
Was that like 2005-ish?
Yeah.
4,
With
3, 4?
Captain Archer.
Captain Archer?
Captain Archer.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
No, did they have any of the original cast of anything?
No.
Well,
they needed a new cast because they needed a reboot.
yeah. Well, so let me ask you this. Next Generation was just a reboot of the original, but actually was successful?
Yes.
Or was it an
and
entirely different like team?
I think.
Or what was that?
I don't know enough about it to really talk about it like that. But
Okay.
if I had to guess, I would say it was a reboot of the original, reskinned with a different team,
Okay.
but based on the original ideas.
So it
Kind of like the new 2049 Blade Runner.
son of a bitch, full circle. Let's talk about that. I love Star Trek, and I really wish I could get into it more. I'm watching Stranger Things right now too.
I've
second
only
season.
seen the first season, but holy shit!
The second season's gripping me more than the first season.
Really? Well,
Yes.
They saved their good writing ideas.
I think they're getting better. That's what I think. I
Oh,
think the
that's
first season of
possible, too.
any show isn't the best, but it's not the worst. Because you can definitely go
know.
downhill and run out of ideas.
Futurama was pretty good. And Orange is
Futurama's
the
fine,
New
but-
Black was probably the best first
I've
season ever.
never seen Orange is the New Black. It doesn't
Don't
interest
watch
me.
it.
It just doesn't.
It's not worth it.
It just doesn't interest me. I hear when that show first came out, I'm like, I always hear about. I was like, oh, this chick's that fucking bang in the showers. I'm like, that's pretty awesome, but it just didn't. There's not a lot dragging me to it.
No, there's
It's like
nothing there.
I can't fucking put myself in the situation. It's like if you watch Breaking Bad and you see this guy who does all this shit for his family, but like he does it for also selfish reasons. Like he finds out he's good at it and he keeps doing it and going and eventually destroys him. You could see man and woman could see themselves doing that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The prison scene. You ever heard of a show called Oz? Do you remember that fucking show?
No.
Okay, Oz was a show about, like, when I was a kid, I remember the commercials for Oz, and I'm like, Oz, like Wizard of Oz? And my dad's like, sure, yeah.
Sure.
Oz was a show about men in prison, and I heard it's pretty goddamn graphic. Like, it was
boy.
HBO, so they showed everything.
Everybody knows HBO is where it's at. But
Well, that's because HBO has the most money. But Netflix is now coming in with a lot of fucking money, and I'd say they're gonna pass HBO within the next 5 years as like the biggest conglomerate of uncensored material.
oh yeah.
Remember Showtime and
possible.
Cinemax and HBO? Like you had to pay so much extra for that.
Mhm.
Now it's like they're getting so much money from different avenues of just all this shit that they're trying. But recently, I have seen. But the whole reason I couldn't do Orange is the New Black is just like it's not pulling me towards it.
It's
Stranger
not worth
Things
your
always.
time, honestly.
It's not?
No, Orange is the New Black is not.
You heard him. It's not worth your
I
time.
don't. Fuck you, internet.
Got a lot of girls that like that show.
I honestly don't care. Like
Ruby Rose.
it's just the
That-
girl power bullshit.
Oh shit! Oh, I pander to women on this. I'm just kidding. Don't pander.
I'm not
to
gonna
anybody.
fucking
No, I
pander to
don't.
anybody.
Don't pander. No, a lot of girls I've heard of like, oh, that fucking Ruby Rose chick. She's like, I give my left tit to be with that chick. It's like,
I don't know. It's just a show, and you can clearly tell that it has an agenda. That's all it is.
Well, yeah.
That's all I get from it. The
They-
first season was like, oh, that's kind of neat. New
Yeah.
idea. New ideas. But then second season in and onward, you're like, I don't know. This isn't really doing it. You can clearly tell something's going on.
it's girl power.
Yeah.
They're saying, okay.
But
No, that's fine. You're allowed to have your
Excuse me for
opinion. No,
disagreeing
you're
with
not.
some
I was
individuals, but-
totally joking. You can have any opinion on here you want.
oh man.
You're allowed to say anything you want. However, this is live, and just Like there are people watching.
Hitler did nothing wrong.
Okay, Jesus, we're going really deep.
I'm kidding.
Wink.
Anywho, we need to
Wink.
get back on the fucking actual topic.
Yeah, we should talk about Blade Runner. Blade Runner 2049. I saw it the day it came out.
I'm
I
pretty
took
jealous.
off work to see it. No,
Really?
I took off work.
What?
Hang on. I took off work to go to a rehearsal dinner for our buddy Charlie.
Yeah.
And it was like we rehearsed. We spent all day doing this shit. We rehearsed the walking, everything. And
did you just say the Walking the Dead? Everything?
No, the walking and everything.
Oh, okay.
I screwed up. I never do pausing. So we rehearsed that, and then we went out to dinner with the entire party and the parents of the people getting married and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 9 o'clock, and I didn't have to be there till like 10:40. So like I picked up my buddy, and we drove real slow to Oshkosh, and we're just talking about like fucking sci-fi and shit. It was the coolest fucking nerd thing ever.
That's awesome.
And as we get there, we park up, and like we're like the only ones in the theater. No one fucking went to see it because it was a huge flop. Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew it was
box office flop
immediately too.
Yeah,
because
me too.
No one's got the attention span for that shit.
Nope. Charlie sent me a link today there's an article this guy wrote about how disappointed he was with like how Blade Runner did. He says this should be on everybody's list. This should be immediately on the movie list to watch before you die. You need to go see this right fucking now. You need to watch the original and then watch this one.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, not to take away from where you were going with this.
I was done.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I was done with my point.
Can't tell.
It's okay.
But no, so many people are like, oh, God, dude, Fast and the Furious, circle jerk. And they're like, an hour and a half long runway
on Paul Walker's
airplane chase
corpse.
scene. Yeah. Or the fucking submarine comes through the ice and it fires a nuclear ballistic cock missile.
Careful, I haven't seen the new one.
Oh,
don't ruin it for me.
I'm just going with previews. I stopped watching it after Tokyo Drift. But, I mean, now it's all, jump scares and, quick action scenes and people getting blown up. And there's no actual atmosphere to a movie. There's no real character development. And there's no emotional attachments to characters in most movies nowadays. Whereas, like, if you pick up a book and you start reading a book, like, do you ever read The Road? I'm sure you've probably seen the movie.
No, but I have seen the movie.
Okay, well, in the book, it's heart-wrenching to see these characters evolve for the worse.
Oh, man.
And the way they fucking go downhill, and it's nothing but a roller coaster of emotion, the entire book.
Fuck, that's awesome.
But to compare it to, like, the new Blade Runner movie, or even the original for that matter, you see these characters and they don't really describe them in a way. They just kind of let the world unfold around them, and there's all this world building that most people don't recognize or don't appreciate. All the little attention to detail, all the work that goes into creating this, fucking LA 2017, and you got the fucking lower San Francisco district, which is now, or San Diego, which is now just a fucking trash pile.
The poor district.
Yeah, the poor district.
Yeah, the less fortunate. Yep.
And in 24, like Ryan Gosling, the way his character kind of evolves, even regardless of how predictable it may be, there's underlying colors or tones, I'm not sure how to describe it, that kind of make him as a character, or even right in the beginning, if anyone's seen it. I'm hoping there's no spoilers here. Sorry, guys.
You guys have 10 seconds to click off of this if you don't want to hear Blade Runner 2 spoilers.
He
hang on.
He gets in and he's talking to the dude.
Hang on. Okay. That's
right.
10 seconds.
So he goes and he's got this contract, right? And he's supposed to be the detective or whatever. But it's 2049. It's not 2017 or whatever it was. So things are a little bit more advanced. And you can kind of tell. But he just walks into the house and he's talking to the guy. And before he gets into it with him, he's like, how many miracles have you witnessed in your life? And then they get into this fucking fight You know, and he's fucking throwing him through a wall and shit, and then he stabs him and shoots him and whatever. It's shit like that you don't see in other movies because A, he's a replicant, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's not supposed to be human or even have human emotions. The Nexus 9 or Nexus 8 that they're on, whatever. I don't know. Tyrell Corp, more human than human. But you know, it's like they're expressing emotions that they're not supposed to have, and then later on in the movie, it plays into that, and it draws from the past experiences in the movie and the previous movie that most other, you know, films don't. Like, not even Star Wars does that most of the time. You have to go on Reddit to get those prequel memes, bro.
I've seen a few. Oh, I guess Alex didn't said no spoils from work. Alex, long hair dude.
Oh yeah,
new guy.
Oh, he's fucking watching this.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I think he left, but
whatever.
I feel bad that we kind of just we gave him a decent amount of time, so yeah, we gave him 10 seconds. So sorry, go on.
I don't know. I thought it was just an excellent overall movie. It was true to the original as much as it could have been. I would have liked to have seen more of like the old LA, like in the very first movie, where you'd see like these old decrepit buildings that were supposed to be remodeled and got left in the dust because, you know, for whatever reason, lack of funding, or the city just progressed a different way, because you know how cities grow in all directions, you know, or they end up getting grown over. You know, you have these buildings that are so miles high, and people end up living on top of them and shit like that. It's just there wasn't as much of that, but at the same time, they talk about, you know, the supposed blackout or whatever, things to explain these potential plot holes that could be there, but they're also very unimportant ones. But they do a good job of covering up whatever wasn't explained.
Did you watch the animes that led up to the release of Blade Runner 2049?
I didn't even know there were animes.
The reason I know is because of Facebook. Get one.
Fuck you.
Get one, bitch.
Your social media shit.
You don't have to. Ignore the shit that you don't want to, and then stick with me. I'll carry you.
Just follow Mitch on Facebook. Follow Mitch on Facebook.
No, follow Weekend Adrenaline. These guys already these guys already follow him. That's why they know that they're watching. Oh. I was gonna try to actually go live on myself and on Weekend Adrenaline to like the people that didn't like it yet, or like,
just promote
what's
everything.
Mitch doing? Yeah, dude, that was one thing that my buddy Travis said to me. He goes, if you promote the shit out of this, I'm taking all the equipment back. Because he's like, you can't be embarrassing with it. You can't fucking overdo it. And I didn't. I rarely promote this. Sometimes I talk about it in public, but like a lot of people will actually just bring it up. Anyways, about Blade Runner, there was Denis Villeneuve. I'm going to butcher this fucking name. I'm going to try to actually say it. Yep. Denis Villeneuve. I've been calling him Dennis Villeneuve because that's what it looks like to me. But Denis Villeneuve, and he fucking Jesus.
Is that you?
Yeah, it's the thing. It's picking up over there. Anyway, he worked with a bunch of people that did anime. Like I'm talking about old school, like Cowboy Bebop and Code Geass and stuff like that.
Yep. Like Sunrise.
Yeah.
Studios.
Yes. Did Sunrise and is Vivendi, or is that what's the one in Vancouver? I think that might be Sunrise.
Vivendi? No,
one of them. Sunrise is in Canada.
I know Sunrise.
They do like dubbing and
responsible
stuff.
For Cowboy Bebop, though.
Yeah, and Inuyasha. I was really into Inuyasha for a long fucking time.
Inuyasha's dumb.
I was in 7th grade when it came out, man. It got me in the heart. Anyways, so sponsorship. So, hey, Matt, you're supposed to be at work. Dude, at work a couple of times, I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to tell you where, but like I saw a guy watching a fucking movie at work on his phone.
Oh yeah, I know exactly who that is. He's got a speaker taped into his head.
Yes, and I'm like, and nobody said anything. And I'm just like,
dude, he'll be taking a piss in the bathroom, listening to that shit yet.
That's fine.
Prop it up against the wall.
I hear he gets good numbers, so good for him.
It's obnoxious as shit though. You're trying to take a nice peaceful poop.
I worked with him one day, and he had a soccer game going. That's fine. That's fine. It was different. It's cultural. Whatever.
As long as it's Brazil versus Germany.
Oh my god. So these animes though, if you don't notice, I get way off topic a lot.
Yeah,
these animes. One of them was about the blackout, and they show the blackout happen.
Oh, they do.
It's
okay.
pretty
awesome.
I'm
gonna have to watch that.
There's a short film with Dave Bautista as his character, and they show what he's doing in the events leading up to what happens in the movie. And then there's one more. There's 3 total, and he gives you like a little introduction before each one, explaining what this is and how it fits in the movie. And you are supposed to watch them. You're supposed to watch the first movie. You're supposed to watch these little clips, these shorts. They're like 8 minutes long, and then you're supposed to watch the new movie. And they're pretty damn good. I really like them, and I watched them leading up to
almost like the Animatrix, but better.
I've never seen the Animatrix. I've only seen the first Matrix.
Some of them are good, some of them aren't good.
Okay. I remember always seeing the Matrix 4-pack at Walmart on DVD. It was Matrix 1 through 3 and then the Animatrix, but I do remember the Animatrix coming out.
Yeah.
I remember it being in the theater.
Matrix 1 was definitely the best one.
I've never seen 2 or 3. Well, I hear Matrix 2 has the greatest car chase ever put on film. I've heard that's the greatest car chase ever made.
That Fast 5, when they're on the runway and it goes like 10 minutes, they're all trying to get on the C-130. Those cars are going like 200 miles an hour. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Sucked. And the guy falls out of the back of the fucking plane.
Good.
And then he's barred in Lord of the Rings. He gets knocked out so hard he thinks he's taking on Smog. Dude, I remember watching all the Fast and Furiouses up to the release of the one where they show Paul Walker's tribute. And I remember looking over at my buddy Dave. I'm like, I knew the tribute was coming. And I'm like, dude, this is gonna suck. And he just like kind of grabbed my arm and he's like, hey, it's all right, man. Like,
it's real gay like?
Kind of like we're gonna cry for this. It's totally gonna happen. And we didn't, and we felt bad that we didn't. Do you know what the tribute is? What they do?
No.
This is spoilers for like a 4-year-old movie. So Paul Walker was dead when they filmed this.
Right.
So they filmed him from the back, and it was his brother. And they show him walking towards the beach. And they're like, so, you know about it? And they're like, what's going on, man? He's retiring. It's like, he's earned it. And so they show him staring at the ocean. And like they zoom in on every character's face, just kind of looking at him like, like admiring him. And then all of a sudden they show Vin Diesel smile and he goes, and he gets in his car, he starts driving, and then he's at the stop sign and he's in his black Mustang or whatever he's fucking driving, and all of a sudden a pure white fucking car pulls up next to him that he's never driven in any of the fucking movies. He always drove that. He drove a different one every movie. That was the thing.
Yeah.
And he pulls up in this pure white, I don't know what the fuck it is, but like he drove, and he goes, hey man, you think you could leave without saying goodbye, did you? And you can tell there's something going on. It's not quite his face. And they have it, his face doesn't move. He's like, it's really, it kind of like, I was ready to like kind of cry, but I was like, oh, this isn't good. Like, this doesn't look good.
It reminds me of the fucking Carrie Fisher tribute when you're in Rogue One.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think they did a better job with that than the fucking Paul.
Even then,
the Paul Walker thing was
it was too unnatural.
Sure. No, I get it. Like shit like that freaks me out when you know it's not real. There's a scene in Gladiator where they do that, and you can tell, especially in 2000. I have the Blu-ray, dude. It's really obvious because one of the older actors died halfway through filming.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep. So and what they do is they don't race. Vin Diesel just pulls up and he goes, and they start driving together, and then they hit a split, and Vin Diesel's road takes him kind of back by his friends.
Yeah.
And Paul Walker just kind of drives towards the ocean, and then it fades to white, and that's it. He kind of drives into the ocean. No, he doesn't actually, but it's like the road is going towards the sunrise or the sunset, and it just says Fort Paul. And I wasn't crying, and I wasn't sad, but they were playing I'll See You Again, and it was recorded specifically for that scene. Mm-hmm. And the emotion was a little high, but I wasn't bawling. I heard people fell oh God, and it's it did suck because he died in a tragic car accident,
right?
But I don't know, it just didn't hit me as hard.
You just don't have any respect for the dead.
Yeah, I probably don't. There was one of the funniest posters I've seen. It wasn't actually funny. It was really cool. It was Vin Diesel getting out of his fucking car, looking up at the sky, and there's smoke was making a silhouette of Paul Walker looking down at him like this, and he's in a fire jacket, so it came up to here, and it said, "You can't outrun a ghost." I was like, holy shit, that's awesome.
This is fucking ridiculous.
It's not real, obviously. The next fucking one is being filmed. It's not being filmed yet. It's going to be filming next year. But one last thing. They said that Paul's, one of his things that he kept bringing up to the directors was that he wanted more street racing, like the original. Just racing around a small town or down a highway or something for a couple bucks or a couple grand. And he said he wanted more of that.
More Need for Speed Underground.
More than that of just this fucking Transformer shit that they're doing now.
Well, that's what got me is that it used to be about street racing.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, Tokyo Drift. I don't care what anyone says
about Tokyo Drift.
It was a fun movie. It
was fun. Yeah.
As cheesy as it was, but it was still on topic for Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
And then the next one came out, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
And then the next one came out, and then it just became fucking Rundown.
Yeah.
The movie.
I remember. I've seen that.
It just got more and more off topic, and I'm I'm done. Nope.
Fair enough.
But anywho, I had a question for you. Do you know how to measure a tangent on a circle? Because this is probably the biggest one we've ever had.
Fuck you. I get off topic. That's the whole thing.
I'm just trying to keep you in check. That's all.
Don't wrangle me, bro. I can't be wrangled.
I drive a Wrangler.
I know. Oh, Jesus.
I got a
full circle. Make sure that can is in camera. You need money.
Used by the Coca-Cola Company.
Wrong. It's Pepsi.
Is it? Is it Pepsi?
Bitch.
Bottled under the authority of Coca-Cola.
Shut the hell up. It's Pepsi.
See, right here.
It's Beppis. God damn it.
It says PepsiCo.
It's Beppis.
Beppis? What the fuck is Beppis?
Yeah, you're not on Facebook. You wouldn't fucking know.
Man.
This guy's not on. We can stop anytime you want.
Do you want to take a pause?
We can stop.
I'm piss
the whole. We can stop the whole thing. We don't have to go. I'm surprised the people are even watching this. It's late. We had no promotion. I didn't even know we were gonna go. No, it's fucking 2, bitch.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. No, I didn't promote this. I feel bad because my buddy Juan, was supposed to be on here, and then I accidentally booked him on a day that my other buddy, my DJ buddy, was going to be on here.
Well, this just sort of happened, unprotected sex. So, you're smooching, and then the rubbing happens, and then the belt comes off, and hands go down each other's pants, and then suddenly you're fucking. Smooching on the lips.
You ever get struck by lightning?
Like on the tip of your penis?
You're walking out of a gay bookstore, minding your business, think Kaflooey.
Sorry,
no, man, have you... No, it's not. It's fun.
Saying weird shit.
I don't give a shit. As long as you're not yelling out racial slurs. That's my big thing is if you say a racial slur, I'm like, oh, fuck, I gotta cut this. I don't have to delete the whole video.
I wasn't sure if I could swear or anything.
You can say anything you want. Totally you can say anything you want except racial stuff because that's... Because I can't abide by that. There's no... If you said fuck, it's it's a swear word. I say there's graphic language on this.
When I go, son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. Dude, I can... there's a thing in here where if I plug my phone in, I can just play it through while we're listening to it.
That's awesome.
I'm not going to do it, but... You can say anything you want, but I can't defend a racial slur. Like I can't say, well, that was justified. You know, when you call that guy a stupid head.
No, he's a dumbass Cheerio.
Oh my god. He's a
you big dummy. One of them queer boys.
Oh my god. That's fine. That's fine. But don't say the F word. I said the F word a couple of times in the last one. I didn't get any backlash, but I used it like we were talking about Trump, and I said
the one
something.
Where it's not FU. It starts with FA.
Correct.
And a couple of G's.
I get it. You can be if you need to. I'll keep it going if you want, or if you want to cut it.
I just wanted to end on a few parting words. Is that Blade Runner 2049 was it is highly worth watching. Just keep in mind that it's not what you're going to expect in a modern day movie because they don't have an agenda. Well, I don't mean like an agenda, like agenda. I mean,
I want to say some things about it when you're done.
It's how do I put it? It doesn't try to be anything it isn't. It tries to be a spiritual successor to the first one, and that's where it excels, and that's all it does.
I agree with you on that. I have a couple different opinions, but I agree with you on that.
Okay.
Fair
enough.
This fucking movie, I don't regret seeing it. I don't regret getting excited and then kind of getting let down. The reason I got let down is because they didn't close the book. It took 40 years for them to make this. And the reason that is because the first one was so beloved that no one wanted to take on such a magnitude of a project and screw it up.
Right.
Like, that's how serious they were about this thing. Ridley Scott didn't even want to do it, who did the original.
Interesting.
And, I love the original. I really do. I notice something different every time. Maybe like a subtle little
it's all the little Easter eggs and the details.
Yes. In Alien Isolation, it's something in one of the way of the back rooms. It's a big fucking place.
Yeah.
But one in the way in the back rooms, there's a little tiny unicorn. There's a folded up one sitting on a shelf.
You know that you are a replicant.
We know where you are. Well, that's just the thing. They didn't close the book on that. You still don't know about that thing of if Deckard is
Ridley
one.
Scott openly admitted that Deckard is a replicant.
Okay. I think I've read that.
But the way they do it in the movies and the book, even in the book, makes some pretty what is it? Do androids dream of electric sheep?
That's it.
Yeah, that's
right. I
read that just recently for like the third time. But
good.
It's very ambiguous as to whether or not he may or may not be a replicant. And but in the book, spoilers, if you haven't read the book, you're dumb already, because
no one in my life is going to read that fucking book.
All right, well, fair enough. Then we'll just do the spoilers anyways.
Do it.
It's not Deckard in the book. I forget what the character's name is, but he goes in, maybe it is Deckard, but he goes into a building and he's searching for a couple of replicants that he's, supposed to collect bonus on.
Mm-hmm. Skin jobs.
They set up an alarm, like a panic alarm, that would cause panic in an actual human's brain, make them leave, and then they had regular alarms. And whether or not the book just leaves it open to a loophole or it intentionally does it is kind of up for debate. But he goes into the building and there's no mention of these alarms, and he just fucking schools everyone.
Okay.
And then he goes and he collects his bonus. And I'll leave the rest out, but it's pretty much the end of the book.
What the fuck?
So, in other words, the alarm A went off and it didn't affect him, which means he's a replicant. Or B, they just omitted it and forgot about it.
I think a book with that attention to detail, it's got to mean something.
Well, that's the point. That's why Ridley Scott's like, hey, he's a replicant.
Yeah. Okay. So. The thing, let me just quickly say how much I like the director, Denis Villeneuve, or whatever his name is. It's spelled Denis Villeneuve, but he did a movie, and I'm not joking about this because it's the time to talk about it. It's 2:15 in the morning. It's late. He made the darkest fucking movie I have ever seen in my life. Dark.
Donnie Darko?
No, it's called Incendies. I'm getting fucking chills thinking about it, dude. It is the darkest fucking movie I've ever seen. It's about this woman who grows up in Iraq, and she ends up having 3 children. One she has to give away when it's born, and she becomes a refugee and escapes to America, has 2 more children in America. When her kids come of age, like 21, 22, she's sitting out at this pool and has a heart attack and dies out of nowhere. Perfect health. Her children put her to rest or shit and start making arrangements for her funeral. And they find a tape. They say, you have some things to do before I have my funeral. You have to do it in a certain amount of time too. You have to go to Iraq, find your half brother. Holy shit. We didn't know we had a brother. He's an older brother, okay? 2, if you can't do this in time, you have 5 fucking days. If you can't do this in time, I have people that will come find my body, throw it away into a pauper's grave, which is a mass grave. You'll never find it, and I will have no marker.
Right.
Okay. So the movie is them searching for this brother. So after a while, they finally start putting clues together. There was this kid who became one of the best terrorists. I'm not endorsing terrorism, but he's a terrorist. He grew up in like Saudi Arabia.
So he's like one of the best terrorist cells.
He became a sniper and took out a lot of like fucking American people. But he had to work his way up through the ranks.
Right.
First he became a foot soldier, then he became a prison guard, and then he became an elite prison guard, which is like every time they bring in women, you get to pick who you want to fucking rape.
Oh man, that's fun.
You ready for this shit?
I don't know if I want to.
He picks this one woman who is particularly fond of, does her.
Turns out it's his sister.
No.
Damn.
Does her. He moves on with his life.
Right.
Okay. Now, the kids finally are like, they're giving up. They can't find their brother. They think they may have found him, but they're not sure. The scene where they reveal this shit is so bad that I get lightheaded. I'm getting lightheaded thinking about my blood pressure's up.
Let's not admit it, because now I'm going to watch this movie.
You can. Incendies. Find it. It's fucking awesome. I'm going to tell you.
I'm going to tell you anyway.
The brother looks at the sister. She goes, "You're ice cold. What's wrong?" The brother just looks at her and goes, 1 + 1 = 2. But can 1 + 1 = 1? And his sister stares at him and she makes this gasp noise that if I heard it tonight, I wouldn't sleep for like a day. I didn't sleep when I watched this movie.
Yeah.
He's their half brother. Because the reason he's the half brother is because he's their father.
That's pretty fucked
up. Yup. And they figure it out and they leave him a letter saying, "We know who you are," because the reason she had a heart attack at the pool is because she saw him. And when he was born, she took a tattoo needle and put 3 dots on his leg, and she saw the 3 dots, and she had a heart attack and died. Oh, man. And she saw the dots when she was getting raped in the prison. And that's his offspring, but it's also their brother. And then the end movie ends with him standing at his mother's grave. So eventually they figured it out, and she got a marker for her body. Oh, man. Dude, darkest fucking movie I've ever seen. He also made a movie called Arrival.
Yeah.
Fantastic movie. It's about the aliens that touch down on Earth, and they figure out a way to communicate with them. He also made Prisoners. You've seen Prisoners probably.
Yeah, probably.
It's a fucking awesome movie. Anyways, go watch those movies. You won't find Incendies because it's a foreign film and it was hard for me to find.
Pretty much.
You'll find it because you have Amazon and shit. You'll do fine. You're a computer guy. You know how to fucking find shit. I get you. If anyone else out there wants to watch the darkest, weirdest fucking creepiest movie you've ever seen. Incendies.
Blade Runner 2049.
2010. It came out in 2010. Watch Arrival, which came out in 2015 or 16, and then watch Prisoners. Prisoners is amazing. It's got Hugh Jackman and some black actor that's in the movie a show called Empire. It's very, very good. Dennis Howard, fantastic actor. Right. He's not in enough movies. He's very underrated, and he's not in enough shit. I love him. Check out this guy, dude. He's a fantastic fucking director. As far as Blade Runner, I liked it. I didn't love it like you did, but you looked at the details so in depth that like it makes me want to watch it again.
Almost autistically so.
That's a compliment. I saw Dunkirk is on sale for $20. It's marked down from 25 at Target, so I'm gonna buy that. And I'm assuming maybe Blade Runner and It. That's the big three.
That sounds really good.
That's the big three I want to check out. I've seen all three of them, but I want to own them. I want to get Dunkirk, It, and Blade Runner. I need to own all three of them. Shane just bought all of them on fucking 4K.
No.
Lucky bastard. Anyways,
payday for me. So.
Go see all three of those, but check out Denny when just go to who directed Blade Runner 2, 2049, and it'll be another 40 years before they make Blade Runner 2050.
They probably won't.
They probably won't, because Ridley Scott is 80, and Denis Villeneuve is not even 50, but he's not going to do a second. No, he shouldn't do it.
He's doing Dune next.
Yeah, yes, he is. So. I was gonna ask you about that. You got any closing remarks? Don't say anything racial, please.
No. Have a good night, I guess. It's pretty early, actually. Good morning.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I'm gonna probably grab a water after this because the soda's making me
piss my pants.
Yeah. No, it's all good.
Whenever you click stop,
I have people go to the bathroom all the time on this thing, and I just carry it on.
Oh well, fuck it. I'm gonna.
That's
go.
It.
Excuse me.
All right, I'm closing it out then. Thanks for tuning in, guys, for the surprise one. Well, we're gonna do one this weekend, Friday. You can just go.
All right.
We're gonna do a podcast either Friday, like during the day, or we're gonna do one on Saturday, like during the daytime. I'm gonna have a DJ friend of mine on. His name's Jake, DJ Roms. I'm not doing him justice right now, but he's a DJ. Look him up on SoundCloud. He's going to be doing a benefit this Friday night. It's at Slim and Chubby's in Fond du Lac. If you got nothing else to do, head on down there. It is a cover charge, but it is going to a great cause. It is going to help a couple of car accident victims. And just check out the local DJ artists. They've got them from all over the state. Check them out and spread the word on that event for Slim and Chubby's that's happening this coming Friday. Thanks again, guys. Really appreciate this last minute. All these guys who watched and listened. See you later.